By now, you've probably had it spoiled that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. A musician said it on the red carpet, it's on every news site. Marvel guarded that secret for 16 months, and it lasted about 9 words. Here's what I want to tell you before you walk into that cinema. That was never the twist. Everyone guessed Jean Grey. The trailers basically told us. Red hair, a telepath, a villain no one can even see. Marvel wasn't really hiding who she is. They were hiding something much better. And once you know what to look for, the marketing has been telling you for months. So, every major theory about Brand New Day ranked by how likely it actually is, including the one I think is the real reveal, the one about Peter's body that the official synopsis basically confirms, and the one about why Spider-Man isn't in Avengers Doomsday. And this is spoiler-free. No ending, no villain reveal, no post-credits. Every claim labeled confirmed, leak, or theory. Let's get you ready. These aren't really theories anymore. The evidence is on screen. This one's basically settled, so let's do it fast and move to the interesting part. Sadie Sink was cast in March 2025 with no character name attached. 16 months later, Marvel still hasn't named her. The Jean Grey theory has been running for over a year. The evidence stack. Sink is famously red-haired. Jean Grey's single most identifiable trait. Marvel's own teasers show her with darkened hair and green contacts, which fans read as an attempt to disguise an obvious casting choice. The official synopsis promises a powerful villain no one can even see. That is a telepath description. The trailers show a villain body hopping, jumping person to person mid-conversation. And then, the premiere happened. Musician Steve Lacy, on the red carpet, asked for his favorite character. You know what? Jean. I like Jean. She's the villain, but there's a reason to her madness. Be precise about what he did and didn't say.
He said Jean. He said she's the villain. He did not say Jean Grey, and he did not say Sadie Sink. And there's a genuine wrinkle. The film also has a character called Detective Jean DeWolf, played by Liza Colon-Zayas. But in the comics, DeWolf is a cop, an ally, not a villain. So Jean as the villain points overwhelmingly one direction. Adding to it, scoopers have reported British actor Olivia Booth Ford playing Sarah Grey, Jean's sister, a detail that only makes sense if Jean Grey is in the film at all. The official synopsis says it outright. The pressure of his life sparks a change in Peter he may not have the power to control. A surprising physical evolution. And the trailers show it. Peter's eyes going pure black during the Scorpion fight, him becoming uncontrollably violent, imagery of Peter trapped inside a web-like structure. And here's the one that seals it. Marvel released a promotional GIF where Peter realizes he can generate organic webbing, and then remembers that Peter too had the same power. His line, "Peter too was cool. You're cool." Marvel published that themselves. Organic webbing is happening, and it's a lovely bit of writing. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man had organic webbing, and Tom's Peter met him. The MCU is letting Peter grow into the thing he admired. Fans have connected this to the comic storyline The Other, Evolve or Die, where Peter's body breaks down and he's reborn as something more spider than man. The other name that comes up is Man-Spider, a monstrous 8-limbed version. I'd expect flavors of both rather than a full adaptation. Marvel takes the image, not the plot. And this one's straight up in the trailers. Something, jumps from person to person. An old woman, a police officer, strangers on the street. It even keeps a conversation going with Peter while hopping bodies mid-sentence. And the key line, spoken through a possessed civilian, "You're the only one I can't hop into." Metzger, Tramell Tillman's damage control director, explains it. Peter's spider sense lets him track the mind as it jumps, and he's immune to being possessed himself. And I want to give Marvel real credit here because this is elegant. They've built a villain that makes Spider-Man specifically the only person who can fight it. Not the strongest hero, not the smartest, the one with the weird sixth sense that nobody ever takes seriously. And notably, other heroes are not immune. The trailers show Bruce Banner getting turned into the Hulk under this thing's control. So Peter's spider sense, the power that's been a punchline for 4 films, is suddenly the only defense humanity has. That's a really good idea. And this is what I think Marvel was actually protecting. Remember Steve Lacy's exact words. She's the villain, but there's a reason to her madness. Everyone quoted the first half. The second half is the entire movie. The Department of Damage Control is in this film, led by William Metzger, played by Tramell Tillman. And the DODC has been building in the background since Ms. Marvel and Wonder Man as a government agency that hunts people with powers. And in the trailers, Metzger is the one telling Peter that Jean is the threat. So here's the structure I think this film is actually running. Peter is told a powered young woman is dangerous by a government agency. He believes them because why wouldn't he? And then he finds out what that agency did to her and realizes he's been the weapon pointed at the victim. And here's why I rate this so highly. It explains the entire marketing campaign. Marvel wasn't hiding Sadie Sink because she's a surprise cameo. They were hiding her because revealing her reveals that she's sympathetic. The twist isn't who she is. The twist is who's actually the bad guy.
The trailers show Bruce Banner transforming, and TV spots have him saying, "No Banner, only Hulk." The trailer also intercuts the hooded figure with a possessed Banner, with her movements appearing to mirror his. So the mechanism seems clear. The body hopper gets into Bruce and unleashes the version of the Hulk that Banner spent a decade caging. And here's the connection I haven't seen anyone make. This film is about Peter losing control of his own body. His DNA is rewriting itself, his eyes go black, he gets violent. And Marvel put him in a room with Bruce Banner, the one man in the MCU who has lived that exact nightmare longer than anybody. That's not a cameo for hype, that's the thematic mirror of the whole
Film. Right. The symbiote. Because I know it's the first thing half of you were thinking, and I'm ranking it low on purpose. No Way Home ended with a fragment of the Venom symbiote left behind in the MCU. Fans have been waiting years for the black suit. But look at what this film is already doing. It has a story about Peter's body changing against his will. Organic webbing, black eyes, aggression, a transformation he can't control. That's the symbiote arc's emotional job, done without the symbiote. An alien costume on top of that would be the same idea twice. It would muddy the one clean thing the film has. So my honest read? The symbiote stays in the jar. Maybe Secret Wars. Probably not here.
One more, and this one matters for what comes next, that this film explains why Spider-Man isn't in Avengers Doomsday. Kevin Feige told Collider that Brand New Day takes place before Doomsday. Asked if it leads directly in, he said, and this is a direct quote, "No, it's before." Mark Ruffalo has separately said, flat out, that the Hulk is not in Avengers Doomsday. And the post-credit scene has leaked. I'm not going to describe it, that's my spoiler line, but the substance is this. It establishes that Spider-Man is no longer on Earth. So put those together. One of this film's jobs, maybe its biggest job in the wider MCU, is to explain why the two most popular heroes in the franchise aren't at the biggest fight in the franchise. That stinger isn't a tease, it's an alibi. And it's the exact same move Marvel pulled with Ant-Man and the Wasp before Infinity War. That film ignored the apocalypse entirely, then used its post-credits to say, oh, that's where he was. Same trick, much bigger character. Let me leave you with the read I'm most confident about, and it isn't about a cameo at all. Director Destin Daniel Cretton said the film's core theme is grief and loss, and specifically the unhealthy way people cope with it. Screw it, I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna do nothing else but work. That's obviously not the most healthy state. Now read that against the plot. Peter erased himself from everyone he loves. He works constantly so he never has to feel it. His friends have moved on without him. And then his body starts rewriting itself into something less human. The mutation isn't a plot device, it's the metaphor. A man who chose to disappear from human life starts physically becoming less of a human being. And that's why I think the Jean Grey reveal, for all the noise, isn't actually the point of this movie. It's the hook. Not the symbiote, not the Doomsday setup, not even the mutation itself. The point is the thing Cretton said out loud. What happens to a person who deals with loss by never stopping? If Brand New Day is as good as the reviews say, and it's sitting at 91% right now, that's why. Not the cameos. The film's out tomorrow, and go watch it, then come back and tell me which of these I got wrong, because I will absolutely have gotten something wrong, and I'd rather hear it from you than pretend I didn't. And I'm especially curious about the symbiote one. If I'm wrong about that, I want to hear it. One thing worth knowing before you go, Marvel is attaching the Avengers Doomsday trailer to Brand New Day in cinemas, so you're getting it on a big screen before the film even starts. Watch Dr. Doom's left arm. There's a piece of cloth tied around it that Marvel has never explained, and I've got a whole video on what it means, and I'll have the full ending breakdown up once everyone's had a chance to see it. Subscribe if you want that one. See you in the next one.